Hey y'all, I am VictorE. I help provide insight to empower, and I am backing out of my parking space. And I just wanted to make a quick video on why it is that I meditate, or what value I find in it, what importance there is to it for me. And what brought this about was, like, if I had a kid, what's like the one thing that I'd want to impart on him or her, on them, on multiple kids, and that is connection to self. Right? I feel like there's usually some kind of, you can say, like, there's some kind of feeling inside, what I like to call somatic awareness, bodily awareness, awareness in and of yourself. Not so much the thinking, but in, again, awareness, simply being aware of it. And that, knowing that, being familiar with that is, for me, what has minimized regret the most. Meaning, on the other side of that, what has maximized regret the most are the times that I didn't listen to my gut, my intuition, my heart, my inner truth, so learning to be familiar with that, and that way, when something comes up and you have the choice of, listening to yourself, or doing what everyone else is doing, or giving into peer pressure, well, then the choice becomes a little more obvious, and the path of least resistance ends up being, whatever's best for you, whatever feels right. That's what I would want my kids to know the most, because from there, well, then they can fucking figure shit out on their own. They have an internal compass that is guiding them, and that way, when I'm not around, well, then I can trust them. Why? Because they can trust themselves. And probably the hardest part for that for me has been to actually listen to it when the moment comes, to actually be with the discomfort, which is what meditation kind of allows. Be with the discomfort of having integrity versus being with the discomfort later on of having broken integrity, of having self-abandoned. Another way to frame meditation that's relative, or relates to this video, is when I sit down to breathe and detach from my thoughts. That is like practice. It's like training, right? You can swing a bat at a ball, and that's practice and training for when the time comes to, fucking swing. When you're actually in the game, so to speak. Yeah. So whenever, in this context, that would mean if, anxiety comes up, or depression, or rage, anger, frustration, probably the most pertinent thing for anybody watching this would probably be anxiety. That seems to be the most common thing or theme in the air today. And what is anxiety? It's a feeling. But what do people pay attention to? Are the thoughts that describe the feeling. If you learn and get into the habit of detaching from those thoughts and simply observing them, the same way that, you know, you're not attached to traffic passing by, right? You're not creating a story around each car and where it came from, or what year it was made, or what condition it's in, or the people inside. It's just, you know, cars passing, the same way. But a lot of people think like, a lot of people seem to, and I fell into this for a long time. There was that feeling, and there was like the feeling and the feeling and the thoughts, and it really seemed like that was the whole experience. But it's really just this. And why I really like somatic meditations, especially, and why I've uploaded some in one of my playlists, is because whenever I feel some kind of sensation that's usually related to, you know, negative feelings in general. Well, before it would just be like the feeling and the thoughts. Now it's like the feeling, I kind of expect or make space for the thoughts, and like all of a sudden there's, you know, for me, anxiety is like right around my diaphragm. Well, I can notice that, I can observe that, and then also be aware of, you know, the sounds around me, the temperature, the contact between my feet or my butt and, you know, the floor and the seat. I can be with the sensation and also with the entirety of the moment. And one of my favorite quotes is from Joseph Campbell. Every feeling fully felt is bliss. But what happens when a feeling comes up and we haven't dealt with the programming around it? Well, we resist the feeling. And whatever we resist is not only what persists, but what exacerbates. So the feeling just gets worse, because we're in the habit of kind of trying to suppress it or push it away, instead of, you know, allowing it. And remembering that there's not just what's here, but also what's, you know, around. Yeah. Make some coffee. Charge myself up. All right. That's it. Love you. Peace. Hope this helps.